We are live.
Shenanigans.
We'll give it a couple seconds.
1,000, 2 1,000.
Oh dear. Okay, let me just go on here and make sure this is.
Shenanigans.
Kevin, stop. It wasn't that many shenanigans.
It's always funny. She always asks me if I'm ready. Always. Always.
Kevin.
And I'm like, you're asking me if I'm ready? You're still shenaniganing it. That's it.
Okay, well,
my
in
hair?
my defense, it's not even
My hair.
9:30 yet. So we're a couple minutes early. Oh. So there.
Shenanigans.
Oh dear. Whatever. Whatever. Oh. Oops.
Yeah, let's turn that down.
Okay, so here we go. Good morning, humanity.
Salute.
Salud for our
Shenanigans.
Mexican friends. Yeah. So
We will get a recipe. We'll do a video on the coffee. I tried doing it this morning.
he
one-handed.
did try.
It's very difficult.
He tried very hard to record the making of coffee. I would have.
Of course, there's, you don't have the right light. She's turning every light on the house, in the house on.
But you are such an exaggerator.
Oh, whatever.
He was trying to hold the phone and make all of his coffee stuff at the same time. So
Most of it can be done that way,
well,
except for the butter. I had challenge with the butter, doing the butter one-handed. So
anyway,
we shall record an extremely professional version tomorrow and share it with everybody.
it's not about it being professional, and it's not even about him holding it with one hand, but he got 3/4 of the way through it and he paused the video.
I paused the video. I was going to
it shut
unpause
off
the video
by
and finish
mistake.
it. And it just stopped.
Hey, we're not high-tech people. We're just
Tech shenanigans. That's what's cool. Tech shenanigans.
doing the best we can with the resources that we have. We just don't have phenomenal
We
technical
don't have a
resources.
TV crew and a sound stage, and
Yeah.
etc. So
You know, you do what you can do, right?
That's it.
Work with what you got.
That's it. 100%.
Mm-hmm. I want to say hi to Gail and hi to Shirley. Thanks for
Hello.
watching so far.
That's a movie reference if you haven't figured it out.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you've been doing that for years when we talk to the kids,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think I ever related it to a movie.
We watched it.
Right. Which movie was it?
Marionettes.
Oh, God, that's not a movie. That's a waste of space. Oh, my God.
Oh,
That's a terrible movie.
full of truth, no doubt.
Well, maybe, but oh my
Full
goodness.
of truth.
Oh my goodness, that movie. Oh dear.
Mhm.
No, not good. Don't watch it. I mean, it is
The
funny.
unrated version is quite interesting.
Yeah, it is funny. I will say it's funny, but it's still kind of, oh my God.
Remember the sign?
Oh my God. Anyway. Okay, do you see my froth? Oh, it's kind of died
Frothless.
down a little bit. Yeah.
That's because of all them shenanigans this morning.
It took us a couple minutes to get things going, so my coffee already lost
Took
its
her a
froth.
couple minutes. I think I moved the lights back like half a centimeter.
Don't be dramatic.
I'm not.
My shirt's not staying up right here.
Uh-oh.
Jeepers. Exposing myself.
Uh-oh.
Jeepers. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here we go. What are we talking about today, dear?
Well, it's stuff we talked about yesterday and the day before, actually. Here and there. With some folks.
Yeah,
Fine folks.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. We've had lots of discussions the last 3 days, 2
Mhm.
days. Like I'm just sort of discussioned out.
You are not. You know it.
Well, you
Tell
know.
it like it is, Ava.
Oh, well.
If you want to come and see her for a good arse kicking, feel free. She'll kick your arse.
Kevin, you need to warn me when you're going to do such things.
What?
Holy shit. Jeepers creepers. That's a dangerous thing to do when I am taking a big gulp of coffee, actually. Jeepers creepers. Don't say anything. Don't. Oh God, now I can't even drink the coffee. Whatever.
More for me then.
Jeepers creepers. Oh my God. And it's like, that's dangerous. I need to set the coffee down if you're going to do shit like that. And I got to
Set
squeeze.
the coffee down, tell a joke,
And I got to squeeze.
and then unsqueeze and take your.
Hey, I'm a 49-year-old woman. Any women out there, middle age or beyond, you understand what I'm talking about.
Age equals.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
What does age equal, actually?
I don't know.
What does it equal?
Dig into your own mind on that one.
Yeah. By the way, we'd love to see people commenting, so please feel free.
Go for it. I
We
dare
like to engage with the people that are watching. We like engagement. We do.
But we thought we'd chat about equal signs. Because equal signs are very interesting as we go through life.
In case you haven't noticed, Kevin is a natural born teacher. So he likes to teach. So every chance he gets to teach, he does. So.
Well, I mean, this is stuff we chat about anyway, right? So that's kind of what you're doing is you're glimpsing into what we talk about when we're not here
when
talking
we're
about
drinking
it.
coffee
Yeah.
together in the morning.
Yeah, or with other people.
We're solving the problems of the world.
Oh, we are. Solutions are coming. Rapid fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
There's Steve.
Ah, there you go.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, Steve. Coffee ready?
You best be having your coffee in your hand.
Yeah.
Totally.
So yeah. So equal signs.
Equal
We
signs.
like equal signs because they help us understand more of what's going on upstairs. Yeah.
Upstairs?
Upstairs here.
Like in the brain?
Yeah, in there. And it's interesting how the mind creates equal signs based on everything that's going on around it and what's going on inside. Because equal signs are our perceptions of things. And it can be a negative equal sign or a positive equal sign. I don't have, or me not having, fill in the blank, money, a partner, whatever, that boat equals I'm not rich or wealthy or loved or whatever. So it's an interesting way or an interesting exercise to get into for yourself to discover what's motivating you even.
Yeah.
Right?
I could give a simple example of that. It's a story I've told before.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's from my childhood, but you know, so many stories from my childhood. But I remember I was hanging out with a couple of my friends, and I think I was like maybe 11 or 12 years old. And I remember walking through a field with these two friends, two guys, and I don't even know what the context of the conversation was. I'm not really sure why this even was said, but I must have said something, complained about something, or I don't know, something. And I remember one of the guys, Jason, said, "What are you complaining about, Hawks? You got lots of money." Right? And I was just like, I turned right around and I said, "Jason, just because I have money doesn't mean that my life is easy and I'm happy." And it was just like, whoa, right then. And I sorry, I didn't say that. I said just because my father has money because I sure as hell didn't have the money.
Mhm.
But it was just, but again, that's just a simple little example of how people assume, oh, well, you seem to come from a family that has money.
This name equals money.
Yeah.
Or
Or money
This may-
equals happy.
money equals success.
There, money equals no problems.
So a great movie for this is
So not
Breakfast
true.
Club.
Yeah, Breakfast Club is
Breakfast
a good
Club is
example of
actually
that
a
exact thing.
spectacular movie,
It is.
right? To
Yeah.
deal with perceptions.
Who here has seen Breakfast Club?
And if you have, like,
I
absolutely
would
amazing.
hope so. I think that's like 1985,
It's the 80s,
4
sure.
or 5. You know, that's an old movie. But we
But think
watched
about
it
it.
again, and it really has some big messages in it.
Huge
Actually,
messages.
yeah, it does.
Mhm.
Some good lessons in it.
Yeah.
Actually, about life. Yeah.
So equal signs are kind of interesting because we go through life and make equal signs up about all kinds of shit.
Oh yeah. Big time.
And when we dig into the equal signs that we have or have created, it's based typically on a perception, something that we've heard, something that we've experienced. But this then ties into how our unconscious mind, once we have an equal sign, which is a perception of something,
a belief
about something, will then end up showing us, because we're now hyper attuned to that perception, like we mentioned last time.
Yeah. Just want to say hi to Belda. Hi, Dana, again. Hi, Elaine.
So the thing is that we have to think about our own equal signs, okay? How it relates to us and how it relates to other things, people, places, or things.
Well, I think this is kind of just an extension on perception is projection.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Because if we have a perception or an equal sign, so-and-so is, that's an equal sign, right? So-and-so is. So think about that.
Yeah.
Think about that very, very carefully. Because you have to think that when you have that equal sign, it equals a perception of something.
Which then becomes
your reality.
It does become your reality, but it also becomes the only way you see that person.
That's right.
You know?
So again, the Breakfast Club is spectacular about this because the characters within that show, everybody had a perception of everybody else.
Yes. Before they went.
Because you are the prom queen.
Yeah. Yeah.
You being the prom queen equals, right? You being the badass in school equals.
Yeah.
But no one is willing to take the time to investigate anything outside of that perception.
Well, they couldn't get out of their own little bubbles, their own little boxes, and even get to know that other person, to know anything about them, to know what their reality actually was, as opposed to the assumptions that get made, right? Because of appearances or because of things you've heard or because of, fill in the blank, your own judgments.
You're the jock, then therefore your life is perfect because you have everything laid out in front of you as to how your life is going to go.
Yeah. You're the prom queen. You're the popular one. You're the,
fill in the blank. It doesn't matter. So let's take our own equal signs, right? Take your own equal signs and put them in front of you.
Put them in the comments if you want.
Put them in the comments.
Like to see them.
And when we talk about interpersonal relationships, my mother-in-law is, okay, that's an equal sign. My daughter-in-law is, my husband is, okay, my kids are.
Yeah.
Anytime you can ask yourself that question and really dive in, this is the metacognition that we need to sort of get ourselves to, where we're thinking about what we're thinking about.
That big word again.
Think about what you're thinking about.
Yeah. And be super honest about it. Like I like to say, stop bullshitting yourself, right? If you think that you're not one of these people that holds these limiting beliefs about yourself or other people, or you're someone who, doesn't have any of these kind of equal signs that you have created because, you're so conscious, so evolved and whatever that might be.
Because you just made an equal sign about yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Because I go to all of these fill in the blank classes, I am.
Yeah.
right?
Or because I've read all these books.
I am.
Yeah. Right.
So that's an equal sign about yourselves. And we do it all the time.
Because the thing is, the truth of the matter is listening to other people, experts, talk about these things is just listening to those things. It's not actually
It's not
implementing. And that's where people a lot of times fall short. Like, let's face it. I listen to lots of
We've all been there.
podcasts. I love to learn, I'm constantly learning. But if I listen to something and then I'm willing to share it with somebody else because I believe in it and I really, this is like going to help you so much. But I haven't implemented any of it in my own life for my own benefit. It's kind of like just talk.
I'm gonna draw a line here though.
Yeah.
Because people are like combination locks, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And it doesn't matter whether or not you've been exposed to that information. If that's something that it doesn't resonate or doesn't see or feel or sound right to you,
yes,
then that's it.
Well, this is true.
And then you can still recommend that to someone else to try because that might be their combination. Right? And you don't know that. Right?
He's defending himself.
No, but seriously.
That's my perception right now.
See? It's her perception right now. But someone might have information that they can share to somebody.
Hi, Amber.
And whether that you can't be attached to whether someone else does it. You should say, well, why don't you give this a try?
No, you definitely can't be attached to whether or not other people listen to you when you give them advice, because then that's just being super controlling, right? And that's you. Equal signs. Here's another equal sign. Oh. That's you deciding that you know best,
right?
And that what you believe or what you know is correct, and the other person, what they think or what they believe or what they know or is wrong. How often do we do that?
Oh, yeah. I know what you need to do.
Yes.
In order to fill in the blank.
Yeah.
If only you did fill in the blank.
Then
right.
I'd be more happy because then I will have won.
I would be more happy because you did that.
That's right. Yeah.
Right? It doesn't fucking work that way, folks.
Oh, come on now, Kevin.
It just doesn't. Make a suggestion and stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. Well,
if you keep pushing,
yeah.
Right? What you're doing is you're actually pushing yourself away. Imagine that.
You do, because, because
then other people are making equal signs about you.
What?
So-and-so equals, or so-and-so is.
Yeah.
Now, other people now have a perception of yourself, of you. How much fun is that?
Yeah.
Right?
If you, like we talked about the other day, really, once you've made a decision about what you think of somebody or what you've decided what that other person is, we go, oh, she's just a bitch, right? Or she's not a good whatever, or he's always just such an ass, right? But and maybe there's some truth to that, maybe, but
from a certain perception,
right? But the thing is that once you've made a decision about what another person is, it's really hard to see them any other way, because you will focus in, your unconscious mind will automatically focus in on all the things that cause you that support that belief or that belief about that person. So all you will see, is, I don't know, let's just say you're a sister who thinks that your sister is just a pig. She doesn't know how to clean her house, and she doesn't, I don't know, she doesn't clean it up to your standards, right? Or whatever. So you might go to visit her, and maybe her house isn't a complete disaster.
More coffee.
Maybe there's just, a little bit of laundry lying around. Maybe there's just a little bit of, dirty dishes left over from breakfast or whatever. But automatically, we will tune in to all that stuff that
dirty dish on the
supports
counter equals
that
my
person
perception.
that person lives in
see?
clutter, or that person is a pig, or whatever, you know. So, but you can't see anything else around that, which is that, you know, maybe she's a very attentive mom, you know, like maybe she's busy on the go, spending time with her kids and making sure they're getting to their activities, and, you know, and cooking them really healthy meals to eat. But instead, all we're seeing is, but there's dirty dishes left in the sink. So
We don't see anything else.
that's right.
And the worst
That's
part
right.
about all of this is when you listen to the perceptions of other people about other people.
That doesn't happen.
What?
You mean rumors and stuff like
Like
that?
rumors, yeah, like
Yeah.
shit that flies around online or otherwise, stuff that's told to other people,
Yeah.
right? Oh, careful. It's like,
Listen,
okay.
speaking of rumors, because this is an example of rumors, but rumors fly so fast
And if you haven't heard one by 8 o'clock, you start one yourself, right?
in the morning. Yeah. But we have lived a lot of places, right? We have.
Mm-hmm.
Kids would say we probably moved 40 times.
Mhm.
But
I would say that.
would you?
I would.
Has it really been 40? Like,
Well, it was
I think we counted it once, and it was
33
definitely
or
into the
something.
30s. Yeah.
Mhm.
But anyway.
Every 6 months, got to change it.
Oh, stop. We have not done that. Anyway, see, exaggerating again. I see him as just being an exaggerator.
Okay, we can count, and we'll tell everybody
Okay.
on the next show.
Whatever. Anyway, you're making me lose my train of thought. No, rumors. Okay. Rumors. Like, I like to talk about my little town in New Brunswick that I grew up in. Town of 450 people or something like that.
They can do a show on this place.
Stop.
No, seriously, they can do a freaking show on it.
I could do a show just on my family.
Yeah,
But
without
anyway,
question.
the thing is, it's like, this is a generalization that a stereotype, you might say, that people would take on. Oh, small town. People talk all the time, like everybody knows everyone's business. Well, there's a lot of that. There is. So it would be nothing to, you know, go down and to the post office and pick up your mail and then hear something. Oh, I heard blah, blah, blah. It's like, I haven't even told my mother yet. You know what I mean? Like, just like, how the hell do you know that? You know? But so it definitely happened in my little town where I was born and raised. But here's the thing. It happens everywhere. Even in bigger places, we have witnessed it,
Mhm.
you know, seeing how word can spread like wildfire about stuff. And even just in Mexico, we were just living in Mexico for lots of months, and it happened there too. Like, it actually happened there too.
Yep.
Something would happen in one place and another person in another town heard about it, and it just, like,
Almost instantly.
Like, I couldn't have believed it if I didn't experience it, if I didn't witness it myself. Like, I was like, but that happened in the other town. But no, phones, I guess.
Amazing.
Hole. Like, hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the information doesn't always get shared accurately. Like,
Mhm.
whoa. Yeah. So it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Mhm.
It's in all of us.
Yeah,
Really.
but equal signs. Wouldn't it be great if we just looked at our own equal signs and then sort of tried to figure shit out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and this is what life is about, though, right? It's about
But
learning.
sometimes those equal signs are driven by deeper, much deeper beliefs about ourselves or others.
Yeah.
You know, you could have all the gadgets and all the gizmos and all the toys and all the fill in the blanks, but I'm still not good enough.
Oh, you're going to talk about that stuff. Okay. Well, I mean, this is what
It's deep, man.
Well, it is. It's just
Really deep.
we like to go deep, in case you haven't noticed, like we do,
But
because
there-
we
but there-
believe that
because the
there's
thing is,
always
there's
a
always-
deeper cause.
We talked about root cause.
for behaviors.
There's always a root cause.
Yeah.
And those kinds of beliefs on the surface
Yeah.
might just be the evidence of what's really going on, like much deeper.
Yeah.
And it typically is.
Like there's lots of people.
I'm not lovable. I'm not
there's-
good enough. I'm useless. I'm fill in the blanks. Mm-hmm.
I was going to say something, but he kind of just took it and ran with it.
It's your turn now.
No, but I was just going to say that when you go deep on these issues of beliefs, right, of perceptions, which become beliefs, right, then what happens is that you're presenting a certain behavior on the surface, which might seem like it's about one thing, but when you drill down into like asking certain questions to kind of get to the sort of to the bottom of it, like the root cause of it, then you realize, wow, my I don't know, like my not feeling like my stress about not having enough money in the bank right now is actually rooted, if you ask the right questions, it could actually be rooted in I don't love myself. Huh? I don't love myself. I was just worried about the fact that I don't have a lot of money in the bank. Well, here's the thing.
Gotta dig. Gotta dig.
Oftentimes, there's a deeper reason why that stuff is happening, you know?
And on one of these other coffee
saying.
times, we did talk about giving up our power.
Yeah.
And when we attach these equal signs to if only someone else would, then I will be happy. So what's happening here is you're creating this, I want to say this illusion in your mind that says that the only way I can be happy is if someone else does something that I think they should do.
Yeah.
Right? Which is complete bullshit because you're not in charge of that other person.
Right.
Right? You can suggest, but that's all, man. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't want to take any suggestions, no different than having information and saying, well, why don't you try this?
Like I will feel better when I've got hundreds of thousands of dollars in my bank account. Really? So you think that's going to make everything that you're feeling right now go away? Probably not.
Or when someone else does A, because I want them to do A, then I will change my perception of them. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
So them doing A has got absolutely nothing to do with you.
We got to give people space to
nothing
to be themselves.
Zero.
You know. Yeah.
Zero to do with you.
Yeah.
So why don't you go look in the mirror to see who you can control?
Yeah. Because we told the story. We told the story the other day of like your relationship with your mom, and even myself with his mom. You know, his mother, my mother-in-law. You know, as soon as we changed those perceptions, and then, you know, it allowed space for her to respond differently to the way we were behaving, or
and we're all growing at the same time.
All growing at the same time. Then over time, it's become a great relationship.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Compared to 17, 15, 14 years ago, even like, wow, so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome.
And I am happier. I will say, I am happier that the relationship is good and healthy, and you know, onwards and upwards.
That's right.
Because the reality is, when you grow up with a lot of conflict in your family, you don't want to be married into a family with a whole lot of conflict. Like it's tough. But guess what? That happens, right? We oftentimes will continue the pattern in our own lives that we, you know, that we learned growing up or we experienced growing up. That's how people who you know grow up in abusive situations, they learn that that's familiar and that's normal. Even if you know deep inside that this is wrong and abuse is painful and you don't want anything to do with it, well, guess what? Unless you're healing it, right? You will oftentimes, not always, but you will oftentimes project that out.
It's a Diesel.
And
say hi, Diesel.
Attract that into your life. Ooh. This is Diesel.
He's the big putty.
Yeah, he's the traveling kitty.
Traveling cat.
Yeah, all those 40 moves we've
Yeah.
made. Diesel's made a lot of them with us.
We need a cat passport. We can stamp it. With every place we've been.
Yeah, because he and Dobby even went to Mexico with us.
We're
So
Mexican cats.
yeah, they're international travelers, these cats.
Yeah. Right, buddies?
Some people take their dogs, other people take their cats. And you know what's interesting, actually? We should tell that story when we were crossing the border.
Which one? The U.S. one?
I think it was from Mexico to the U.S., wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Where he was like,
well,
oh,
when we packed to come up
have you
here,
been in?
when we packed to come back, like everything's full. There isn't a square inch or a cubic inch anywhere. Full. Like, so the back,
the truck is full.
The seats are down. There's our 2 seats, and then there's crap behind us.
Yeah.
And we had the cat carrier, and we had a litter box in a bin, and we had a suitcase and things like that. And then everything else was bins. On the roof was bins.
So many bins.
And we're talking to the guy at the border crossing, just telling him that we're heading back home and stuff. He says, would you mind rolling the window down at the back for me? So I did, right, the passenger window here, and there's Diesel sitting up on the luggage, and he goes, whoa, that's a big cat. And
distracted him from his job, apparently.
No,
and he
but-
was just like, okay, see you later.
have a good trip.
Holy.
Yep.
Yeah. But that's actually another good example. Our trip back here was a really good example, actually, of what's possible when you change
your
perceptions and those beliefs and stuff like that. That actually was a really good example.
That was kind of cool. So
Yeah.
we would say that we had a Celestine prophecy moment.
If you haven't
Or
seen
several. If
that
you haven't seen Celestine
movie,
Prophecy,
it's old. It's an older movie
you
now.
gotta watch it. It's really, really
You
good.
really should watch it.
There's a scene in the movie where one of the characters is being chased through the jungle by the military or some army type people.
Yeah.
And
Peru or someplace like that.
he comes up to this cliff, so he can't go anywhere. But he turns around and he shifts his energy.
Raises his frequency.
He shifts his energy,
Yeah.
and the soldier comes up out of the jungle
Yeah.
and is literally standing right in front of him, doesn't see him,
Yeah.
and goes the other way.
And I know there's some people watching might think, oh, that's impossible, or that's not, no way that can happen. Well,
So when we left Mexico, before we actually hit the road, we decided we were going to put this bubble around the truck, and we did it each in our own way.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it was more like a Star Wars little energy bubble, like the shield kind of thing, you know? And then this tunnel along our route all the way back to here.
Yeah.
And what was interesting is because on the way down, they have a group called the FGR, and they typically just wear golf shirts with FGR on the sleeve, and one or two of them have pistols, but there is an actual, I believe, government group or whatever, but
I'm not really sure. They're military.
they're
something.
kind of paramilitary. I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, they're dressed in black, and they have
Yeah.
checkpoints. And on the way down, they're rifling through our cash, but they're looking for drugs
They
and
kept saying
guns
drugio, and I was
and
like,
armas, like guns.
no
and stuff. I was like,
drugio, no drugio.
then why
I
are
just
you
kept
looking
saying
through my
that.
cash if you're looking for those?
Yeah, he
things?
literally was looking through my wallet, seeing how much money I had. Luckily,
know?
I didn't have very much money cash. on
So
me at the
cash
time.
wise, I mean, maybe
Yeah.
they took something, I don't know, but
I don't think so.
either way, right? This was
That
an
was on the way
experience on the way
down.
down. So on the way back, we decided to do this shielding bubble technique, and
Raise our vibration up intentionally.
I think we went through
so many
maybe 8
checkpoints.
or 10 checkpoints
Yeah, so
within
many.
Mexico,
So many.
military otherwise, 2 of these FGR ones.
Yeah.
And, one guy said, you got 5 minutes to chat? Yeah, for sure. No problem. And he actually spoke English, so it was a little bit of a good interaction. And that was, 2 or 3 minutes, and we were on our way. And then the next one of these FGRs we came to, they had one of those, 10 foot by 10 foot sunshade tents, those pop-up things. And 2 guys were standing there right beside where a vehicle would stop, and they're chatting with each other. And we drive up, and no one's even
Slowed down, waited for them to.
No one's even looking at us.
Nothing.
No one's saying keep going. Nobody.
Nothing. It was as if
They're
they
just-
didn't even see
they're
us. And
just-
we're literally within feet of them.
They're just there chatting,
Yeah.
and
right on through.
Right on through.
And they had lots of vehicles pulled over to the side.
They had
great big
buses
tour
and-
buses pulled over. They
Oh,
were
yeah.
pull,
All the
like,
luggage was
ripping them
out and stuff.
apart, and oh my God, it was
Yep.
brutal. Yeah, so we went through
was
so many
very cool.
checkpoints in Mexico and no issues whatsoever.
Yeah, very
I've
cool.
also never had such an easy experience
crossings.
going through borders, coming into the States and then coming into Canada.
Mhm.
No problems whatsoever.
Welcome back, or have a safe trip.
Didn't even look through our vehicles, nothing.
Yeah.
It was just, see you later. After months and months and months of
I
being
mean, we
in
weren't doing
Mexico.
anything either way.
No,
but,
we
you know,
weren't.
we're
Of
just
course
driving
we
home,
weren't.
right? So,
Jeepers, Kevin.
oh, what's this?
You
Who's
forgot
this?
to shut your phone. Oh, speaking of Mexico.
Yeah.
Well, you can't take that.
I have to take this right now, so you keep going.
What am I supposed to talk about? Oh my God. Well, anyway. What I would suggest is, if anybody has any questions, you can ask me. I'd be willing to answer them. Yeah. Good morning, Sabra. Hi, Shane. I know, I'm just kind of left here all by myself. Like, it's supposed to be coffee time with Kev and Ava, not just coffee time with Ava. Well, what was Durango like? Oh, Steve, of course you would ask that question. Well, that just depends on whether Durango, Colorado is actually a really nice little town. It really is. I enjoyed Durango. The only thing when we were there, it was just kind of, the town itself is, I don't know, I would call it kind of quaint, right? I mean, it's kind of up in the mountains, so it was cooler for sure. And after just leaving Mexico, oh, it felt extra cool. But I love mountain fresh air. I really do. Like, Kevin and I actually prefer the mountains. So I think it was just because we had just left Mexico and it was hella hot where we were in Mexico. So coming into Durango was definitely quite cool. But the town, nice, you know, obviously having a nice long discussion with some people. It was kind of neat. Here's what we do, okay? Thank you for bringing that up, Steve, because I'm going to mention this. I have loads of connections that I've made over these many years. Oh my goodness, I can't even read that, Steve. You're going to have to rewrite that. I can't understand that. But anyway, I have loads of connections online. You know, I've been very active in social media since Facebook started. And so I've gotten to know lots of people online. And Kevin and I have been involved in different groups and movements, if you want to call it that. So we know lots of people across the country, lots of people in North America, lots of people around the world, really. So what we tend to do is we use our opportunities traveling to connect with those people personally. So we've done this lots, where we'll let people know that we're connected with in a certain area. We'll say, well, actually, we're going to be driving through there in whenever, like in a few days or in a couple weeks. And it would be really, really great to be able to get together with you and have a coffee and finally meet you in person after only knowing you over social media for 10 years, you know, or whatever. And we've done that a lot. We really have. So it's kind of neat that we've been able to connect with people all over the place that we, like I said, that we originally only knew from social media. So we've done that plenty. And the other, and so Durango, Colorado was one of those experiences, right? So we got to sit down with Kim and Mike, and I mean, we've known Kim not even super personally, but we've known her through different groups that we were in and stuff. And we finally got to meet with her, and it was really, really cool experience to sit down with someone that you've known for a few years, and seen her do her podcast and stuff for a long time. And and be interviewed and all these things, and then to finally sit down with her, like, wow, like it's so different, right? So different to meet people in person. So I highly recommend it, by the way, highly recommend it. The other thing that Kevin and I have done a lot too over the years is we've opened up our home to people who need to be hosted, who need a place to crash for the night. Apparently your fingers aren't working, Steve. You got to get a grip on that, buddy. Too early in the morning maybe for you. But we've opened up our home. Like if we found out that people were driving across the country or walking across the country, I mean, which just happened. And we maybe have picked them up and given them a good meal to eat, given them a place to sleep for the night. Then, you make a new connection, right? You meet a new friend. Years ago, we did this. Somehow I found out online about this little 2-person group, Two Crows for Comfort.
Came back.
I'm trying to remember if they came to Thunder Bay. They were coming to Thunder Bay to perform, and because they were doing their own little, drive across the country sort of thing. And
they asked for people to put them up.
Yeah, they put it out on their group or on the group, Facebook, whatever it was. And so we did. We hosted them for one night, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got to see their show, and it was really good.
Yeah, it was really good. And they've been traveling all around down south and stuff too. Like they've been really super busy traveling. Mm-hmm. This little 2-person band, Two Crows for Comfort. Look them up. They're a nice little kind of folky sort of group.
Oh,
but I've stayed in touch with them all these years online and watched their progress and kept in touch, and they're actually going to be coming back to Canada this month, or May, which is tomorrow. But they're going to be coming back to Canada and hitting up Winnipeg for their first stop on their tour west. So now I'm all excited because we're planning a trip west. So I'm like, maybe we can coordinate it so that we can actually land in Winnipeg and meet up with them again after all these years, because that was a long time ago.
That was a while ago, yeah.
That was a super long time ago. So, but I mean, that's just kind of the fun we've had, I guess, over the years of meeting new people.
Yep.
Because we've been open, right? We really don't operate ourselves. We don't run our lives from a place of fear, right? Like we typically aren't fearful of other people. I know there's a lot of people that'd be like, whoa, like you'd let people come into your home that you don't even know, strangers, like, yes. And I will admit that probably a big part of the reason that I've been willing to do such things is because I have a pretty highly developed intuition and I have a good sense about people usually. So, all the time when I listen. Right. So I can get a feel for someone before I even know them. Right. So I can determine usually whether or not that it would be smart to have that person come into our space. Right. What are you laughing at?
Oh, Steve says his fingers aren't working.
No, they are. Look at all the gobbledygook that he's been writing. Yeah. So. Yeah. So anybody who's like west of Thunder Bay, just so you know, we're going to be heading west along the Trans-Canada to at least Alberta. I don't know. We might hit up BC. We haven't decided yet. But
doing a tour.
Yeah. Doing a little bit of a cross-Canada tour. So if you want to put us up for a night, or if you want to get together for a coffee, we're totally open to that.
100%.
Yeah. And just for you Maritimers who might be listening too, we might be heading east as well.
Yep.
Like, not right now. Probably like we're thinking maybe in the summer, right?
Yep.
Maybe finally get to
Newfoundland. Lobster time.
Fort McMurray. Well, I don't know. How far is Fort McMurray off the beaten track?
Well, so we have someone else in Alberta that's north of Edmonton.
We've got a bunch of people in Alberta we could visit.
So I'll just have to maybe coordinate. We can all just sort of meet somewhere. That'd be great. That'd be super fun.
Super fun.
Yep.
But I don't know.
Maybe at a buffet.
High River got snow again last night, so I'm just sort of like, I don't know if I'm in a big hurry to be heading to Calgary.
The snow thing. I mean, that's I don't know.
No, I don't care.
How much? 500K
500K from Edmonton?
Holy
I didn't know. Remember our lobster Kevin got? Gail said. Kevin has that lobster picture
It's on my computer desktop.
on his computer, Gail. Like as his, what do you call it, screensaver or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On my desktop picture.
He's got this great big lobster picture on his computer right now. Because I'm like, what are you doing? Are you trying to manifest like more lobster, like focusing on lobster every time you go on your computer? Like,
I think I've showed it already here once, but I'll show it again because it's like, holy shit.
Yes, maritime lobster. Oh,
yeah.
You can't beat it, man. Like, yes, the claw-filled Williams plate. Well, we have a picture of one that we got that was even bigger than that. Actually, that picture, is that the one we had at Chance Harbor? Or is that the one we brought up from Thunder Bay?
This is the one we brought up from Thunder Bay.
Because our great friend Donald got that for us, right? That's the one from Donald. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh.
So that is a regular lobster on the top.
Yeah.
And that is the claw, the actual claw from the 19-pound lobster that we got.
Yeah. And let me tell you, it was unbelievably divine. Anyway, it was divine. There it is. There's Kevin with his buzzed hair.
So that's me when I didn't have any hair.
Yeah, he always did that.
But it was a 3-foot lobster.
Yeah. And
it fed 16 of us.
It did.
For 3 days.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was so good. And so many people, because it was 147 years old or something.
Well, no, it's about, on average, it's about 7 years for 1 pound of growth, right?
Right, yeah.
So being 19 pounds, you just do the math. It's just under 140 years old.
Yeah.
Right?
Do we even still have that claw?
No, we left the claw in Chance Harbor.
Oh, so it's part of the
knows?
decor there.
It might be part of the
decor. It might still be there at the house.
Yeah.
Gail wants that picture sent, so we'll have to send it to her because nobody believes her that the lobsters were that big, and it was.
Well, so just so you know, like when we were in Chance Harbor, we lived around the corner from Black's Harbor, and that's where one of the primary like lobster places is. So the boats would go out, come back, and then they would store them. And it was really interesting because we went there, and I didn't know how they do things. So the guy showed us they have these tanks, these super low tanks, and they have. I don't know. They have these plastic. They're not cages, but they're like those bins that you have the lids that close, and they have these in the tanks. And what they do is they grade the lobster by size, and then they go in these baskets, and then they go in these tanks. And these tanks they're super cooled water.
Yeah.
And what happens apparently is because it's super cooled and it's flowing. It makes the lobsters go dormant. So it's like they're sleeping. So you literally walk into this place and say, I want an 8-pound lobster. And he'll go to that basket that has 3 lobsters in it because they're all 8+ pounds.
Yeah.
He'll pull it out and the claw will be as big as your hand or whatever size. You got any bigger ones? He'll pull a basket out that has 1 lobster in it because it's so friggin' massive.
Now, what I found is generally, because I'm a New Brunswick girl, right? I'm a maritimer. I found that generally people think the smaller lobsters are the sweeter lobsters, and they're not tough like the meat.
Well, they're inherently tender because they haven't been living very long.
Well,
right?
I suppose it makes sense, right? They haven't developed a.
But the bigger ones, you just cook a little bit longer.
Yeah, and because lots of people ask, wasn't it tough? It had to have been tough, and it didn't taste very good, did it? Oh my God, it tasted amazing.
Lobster's lobster.
Lobster's lobster, man. And
we had a feed on Chance Harbor, and you know those turkey deep fryers? Right, those big, massive turkey deep fryers, the pots with the tiger torch underneath. Right, we had that as our steam pot, and I think I managed to get 2.
That's when Gail was there. That's what she's remembering.
2 lobsters in one, and the lid wouldn't close.
Yeah.
So
just 2 lobsters in this great big ass.
But one trick is you have to pour a bottle of Alexander Keith's in it as well. And
oh yes, sure.
Mussels, especially. That's really good.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, we're so going.
You better line up the seafood there, East Coast. I tell you.
We're coming.
It's an East Coast culinary adventure.
Oh my God, I miss lobster. I do. We can get it here. There is a place that's called East Coast Lobster.
It was like $8,000 a pound.
Kevin, stop.
No,
there is a place here in town called I think it's called East
East
Coast,
Coast
lobster. Yeah, East Coast lobster. So you can get East Coast lobster. I don't know. I know, Alex. I agree. Grammy's mussels. Mom was so good at preparing seafood. Mom was just a good cook anyway. But
Mussels steamed in
Oh.
Alexander Keith's.
But Mom
Simple.
wouldn't do it in Alexander Keith's. She would just steam the mussels, and we'd have the garlic butter to dip it in, and the proper way to eat seafood. Like, listen,
It's on newspaper.
You're not even letting me finish. You're finishing my sentences for me.
That's what we do all the time to each other. Is it not?
It is.
Well, garlic
I
butter.
know. Her garlic butter, Alex. I agree. We were just talking about maritime food last night. Even cabbage rolls, Grammy's cabbage rolls.
So here's our equal sign. Maritimes equals
food.
Good seafood, right?
Maritimes equals damn good food. And good people.
Yeah.
Right? But there's good
Spectacular
people
yeah.
everywhere in I gotta say, like, right? Because we find good people
find them
everywhere we go. Downtown Vancouver, no problem finding good people, right? It happens everywhere we go. Maybe it's because
so here's
we have a certain
equal sign.
I was gonna say a certain energy that we put out, which other people pick up. Their energy picks up their mind field, if you will, or whatever, but their mind picks up that we are open and that we are receptive and that we want to talk to people and we don't prejudge people, right?
So how about this as an equal sign?
Yeah.
90+% of the Earth's population are good people.
Yes, that's your belief.
And if given the opportunity, will do the right thing.
Yeah.
How's that for an equal sign?
That's a big equal sign, actually.
But what guides your experiences?
Your experiences guide you.
But your equal signs also do. If I went through life saying, like, with
being fearful that
meaning that the 10% actually is the 90%, what would I experience?
Okay, so tell me something. How did we go from cooking lobster and Grammy's baked beans
and brown bread
to talking about
No, but you said we see everybody, we meet a lot of good people everywhere we go, and we do.
And we meet people who like to feed us too, and that's been really nice because we like to feed people, right? When we meet people, and Kevin's always inviting people over for company. See, this is Alex. I got to put this up here. This is our daughter Alex, and she's now out in Calgary or High River, whatever. But she knows the typical morning sessions, coffee sessions, because she spent a long time with us having coffee, didn't you, Alex? So she's our verification that this is actually something
Gail
that
made Grammy's beans yesterday.
We've done. Oh, Gail, Mom did make the best beans. Oh God, she did.
The interesting thing about these beans.
We love food. Oh, there's Jose. She just missed the lobster picture.
Oh, I'll put it
was
up again.
Jose's husband that
Donald
that provided
got us,
these lobster to us.
So the interesting thing about those beans is they're soldier beans.
Yes.
And when you go and look for soldier beans anywhere else,
you can't really find
very
them.
difficult to find.
They are hard to find. Yeah, I think it's a maritime thing. Maybe I don't know. You're gonna show it again?
Well, just for Jose.
Hey Jose, we were just bragging about the lobsters that that we've gotten from Donald over the years. Oh yeah, we miss our maritime lobster. Kevin, this is the one that Kevin has on his computer as a screensaver.
That's my screen. It's my background.
Yeah. Great experiences, but again, I mean, great experiences with great people. Like, honestly, if I were to stop and think about all the travel that we've done, all the places we've lived, I don't think We have to mail order beans to Dad in Fort McMurray because, oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Because he can't get them out there.
See what I mean?
There's something about those damn beans that are just not common.
Like I've looked in the bulk stores here. You can't find soldier
Yeah,
beans.
they'll make beans with those smaller ones. I don't even know what they're called. Some people will, I don't know, cheat and make big beans with those smaller beans. But it's like, no, this is not the right kind of bean. You need the big soldier beans. Changes the flavor completely. Completely.
Mm-hmm. Ingredients are important.
Yeah.
Great beans equals soldier beans.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my God. We are such foodies, honestly. It's no wonder since I married
Steve's
this
on the
man.
list for the trip west.
All right.
All right, we'll figure it out.
It's no wonder since I married this man that I have like gained so much weight. It's all your fault, by the way. He's too good of a cook. He loves food. He makes awesome food. Yeah. But I think in a way that's kind of how you show love. You like to show love, or you did for a really, really long time.
No, I do. I freaking love
It's your
cooking.
love language. Like Kevin's
love
always
cooking.
like, please come. I want to feed you.
We'll make food. Yeah.
And
But think about how
yes,
food.
Danny. Oh my God, the soldier beans. They're called the magical fruit.
Yeah.
For a reason. They make you toot, right?
Yeah. But think about how food and even drink has been used as a social gathering, like a reason to get together. Yeah. And being in Mexico, this is like, let's come, we'll get together. Everyone brings some food, everyone brings some beer or tequila or whatever, and we're gonna
cerveza and mezcal.
Yeah, we're going to get together and we're going to have a good time. And let me tell you, spectacular.
Well, and on that note, since we're talking about food and talking about like sharing food with other people, like we said, everywhere we've gone, we've always been fed by other people. Like that's just again, it's an honor thing if you're their guest and you're in their home. But I want to share this story. So, Danny, I live to eat and eat to live. Colin loves to cook for people too. Yeah, like it's so fun, right? It is. And I'll be honest with you, that's what makes it difficult to do some kind of restrictive diet, even if you're doing that diet. I'm not talking about diets to lose weight and shit. Like that's not what I'm talking about. But I mean, there's lots of us, who have maybe some chronic issues with our health, that changing your diet is a very good thing, right? But I will say that the hardest part is to go without those foods that are part of your life, like that are your family sitting around the table, having a meal together. Well, oftentimes for us, it's sitting on the couch around the coffee table, having a meal, but that's the hard part, right? It's our emotional connection to those foods, right?
But it's also interesting to note. It's also interesting to note, though,
comfort food on a rainy day.
When you travel and you have similar kinds of foods that you would at home, and you would know that those foods at home would cause a reaction or something within you, when you get to that other place and you have a similar type of, and I'm going to use bread, for example, because that's a big one, right? Having bread here is different than having bread in India or bread in Mexico. It's completely different. So you have to wonder what's going on.
Yeah.
But by saying I'm not going to have bread anywhere, you'd never know that the combination of bread somewhere else could work for you.
Right.
Yeah, or Europe too, for sure.
Yeah.
Bread in Europe's completely different.
It is
than
totally
it is here.
Different. And when we just came from Mexico, trust me when I tell you, Mexican food is extremely different from Americanized Mexican food.
Oh yeah.
There's just no comparison. Like so different. I was so surprised actually, because let's face it, those of us here in North America, we think tacos are hard and crunchy. Guess what? They aren't. They are not.
Those little curved, U-shaped curved hard shell tacos We never saw
even
one of
saw
those
them down there. You know, so
They have flat ones called tostadas.
Yeah.
And then they have the nacho chip, triangular nacho chip kind. They're called totopos.
Yeah.
But everything else is a soft tortilla.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they have tortillerias,
Yeah.
and they pump out kilograms after kilograms of tortillas.
Yep.
It's quite interesting.
Yeah, Alex makes a good point here too, that, you know, people say they can eat bread in Europe, but not in North America because they don't react. It's true. Like,
what's really going on there?
Yeah, what's really going on? I mean, that's a whole other conversation.
That's a
right?
rabbit hole.
Yeah, that's when we're getting into like GMOs and the glyphosate sprays and all those not so wonderful things that are really transforming our food, not for the better. That's a fact. But I like what Danny said here too. I've been researching grounding mats for inflammation. Do it. Yep. They work. I can make some recommendations and send you the interview of Clint Ober, who is a pioneer in grounding. Wow. The information that he knows and he can share is just phenomenal.
And we're working on something for 432 hertz.
Yes.
Frequency.
Yes, frequencies. I think frequencies are probably, well, they're the future in medicine. They're actually ancient medicine, but yes. Yeah, Sabra, bread in Cuba is amazing and doesn't cause bloating like it does here. Yeah, it's different. It's totally different.
So what's going on there?
What's going on in North America? Well, we know. That'll be a whole other conversation. Yeah. Yeah, it's so true. I remember, But here's the other piece, honestly, when it comes to food, because this is what I've learned. And I mean, we're talking like years and years and years and years of having food be a central piece in my health journey, in my healing journey, in my life, really. Because I know some of the people that are watching right now. I know you. And I know me, right? And I know our families. And food oftentimes, like Steve said a little while ago, comfort food on a rainy day, right? Food oftentimes becomes...
Oh, it's been rainy here.
becomes a comfort because we make an association to it, right? It's these equal signs that we were talking about in the beginning.
Popcorn
right?
equals.
Popcorn equals. Stop, Kevin. He's revealing all my secrets.
What?
But for me, and I'm very aware of it. Like some people are super unconscious of their associated connections to food. I'm very aware. Trust me. But popcorn for me equals connection to my mom, right? And the reason being is because she used to get me to make popcorn all the time. She will go make some popcorn. Okay. And I'd make a great big bowl of popcorn. And my mom knew how to stop eating when she was full. She never taught that to me, unfortunately. She didn't. It's true. But she would take a little bowl like this and eat her popcorn, and I'd eat the rest. But I mean, I associate popcorn to my mom. It's just what I do. And I'm very aware that it's not true that popcorn is my mom. But for me, it's just like, I feel like having some popcorn, and maybe that was just an excuse because it was connected to my mom, but whatever. I would. But food for me was therapy, right? Food was my drug, right? For many, many years. And I would say...
I like that, food therapy.
It's still there. It's still there. But not anywhere near what it used to be, thank goodness, because food can be destructive too, right? Because it just can be. It's all just in how we use it, right? Yeah. So
for me, I just love food. So
he
whatever.
Just does. And that's what I was.
For me, I just love food. I love so much food. It's not like I overeat or nothing. It's just when you're full, you're full. But man, especially going to a new place, the flavors, the experiences with new people.
Because for Kevin, food, he didn't grow up with all the trauma that I did. So he didn't use food as his drug, right? His escape, his therapy, like he didn't use food.
I will say there's
a
certain, sometimes there isn't good. I mean, sometimes food's not good. I mean, we had growing up in India, the school, it was interesting when you go into the back kitchen and they're killing chickens right in the kitchen, right?
Yep.
And it's okay, but in India, you had a choice of veg or non-veg.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is that most of the veg food, surprisingly, was better than the meat because the meat was typically tough and bristly. And
Yeah.
so we
That's
would always
kind of-
try and claim to be veg to get the, the vegetable cutlets. And
That's kind of how I felt about Mexico, though, too. The beef, I found it like tougher and
well, some
but
of it, but then
some
you
of
had
it.
to find the right stuff. But
Well, you'd have to pay the
cecina
big
and
bucks too.
arrachera,
Yeah, cecina was pretty decent, I guess.
bien, muy
Yeah.
bien.
Yeah. Gail telling my secrets. Oh, you loved food and drank tons of milk. Bottled baby forever. Oh my God, Gail. Well, whatever. So apparently food became my medicine, my little, like I say, my drug, because that's really how I treated it most of my life. But luckily I've healed a lot of that stuff and it's not like that anymore. But here's what I was going to say is that I'm really starting to really come to this conclusion that maybe it's less about what we eat. Although I do believe that there is a diet that is probably best
Combination
for humans.
lock, people.
Yes, but maybe it is far less about what we eat, but instead about eating that food in a state of joy.
Mm-hmm. With good people around
Yeah.
you. Thanks, Alex.
Because food is an experience. It's about the atmosphere and the people around you. That's so
100%.
true. I'm going to share that, Alex. That's so true. And I do hope that that's something that we were able to teach you, right? Everything in moderation, no question, right? But I think that what we do, and women are usually the worst for this, actually, but what we do is we judge ourselves for eating something that we know is not good for us. Right?
Is that another equal sign?
Yeah. So I mean, listen, I did all this. Like I'm 49. I've spent good majority of my life having done this, right?
And we put the boxing gloves on.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, I know I'm going to pay for this later, right? Or I shouldn't be eating this sugar, this dessert, this bread, this whatever.
Fill in the blank.
So here's what I would say. And I, we've seen this happen. I mean, we know the power of the mind, right? So it's less about that bread that you're consuming or that dessert you might be consuming, right? Or that plate full of potatoes you might be consuming that you're feeling guilty about eating. So
it's about the feeling behind it.
It's about the feeling that you're creating while you're eating it, right? That is going to be what causes you more damage, causes you more harm, maybe makes you feel worse, right? Like the body will listen. That's just a fact. The body listens
to this.
It does. It listens. So if you're telling yourself that I'm eating this sugary dessert, but you've decided that sugar is a poison, I hate to tell you, but your body's going to respond to that which you're eating that has sugar in it as a poison. So what happens when you eat poison? You get sick, right? So I think it's just really the state of mind, right? The energy around these things. I just think we need to be super mindful. And so maybe that's where getting back to saying what you're, being grateful for your food, expressing gratitude for your meal.
This is an example.
Yeah.
This is a very common example
yeah.
of how we create the equal signs in our heads.
Yeah.
And once we do that, right? If someone says food is an experience, right, Jose?
Yeah.
Food is an experience.
Yep.
That is an equal sign that you have.
And it can
right?
be
And there's a lot of I love food. Food's a good experience for me. I love it.
It's always positive. So it can be a positive experience or we can make it a negative experience.
So we just have to get into our heads about what our equal signs are around. And it doesn't have to be food. That's just one context.
Yeah.
It could be and here's a good example is a sports team.
Yeah.
Okay. How many people have grown up in a family where they were told at a very young age that the only team that's worth anything that has any value is fill in the blank. Okay. How many people? The baby wakes up in a room that's covered with the decals and the everything, and wearing the jersey as a little infant, and et cetera, et cetera. But that's an equal sign.
Yeah.
To be in this family equals you will like this team, that team, whatever.
Well, yeah, but that's not even told to them. It's just shown.
It's shown.
It's the experience.
So it's the unconscious equal sign that's being created.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, it pick a context that works for you, or pick a context, especially if there's conflict in that context, family, religion, work, life, belief, and then dig in.
Yeah.
Dig into what you actually truly think about that.
Yeah.
And ask the if only if only they, whatever, and then see what your equal signs are. Yeah. What are the equal signs?
Yeah.
Because I guarantee it goes much deeper.
Sure.
But the equal signs is a great place to start.
Yeah, just if we could at least be consciously, mindful.
Makes your experience.
Be mindful of our experiences. Like, and I know how many times in my life, honest to God, I've ruined so many experiences because I was like, oh, I can't eat that, or I just no, I don't want to eat that because it's fill in the blank, like. And for a few years I was vegan, right? So it made everything difficult. Everything difficult. Then you're asking like questions of every single item of food that you're eating, like, oh, but did they cook it with this, and oh, is there butter in that, and oh, right? And it's just, yeah, and so I agree, Alex. I think that there was just way too much fear around food causing me harm. But when you have, I know there is so many diet traumas. I agree with that, Jose. And we've done it to ourselves, right? But it's also been programming from media. This has been huge programming from media.
Go to the grocery store and just look at the magazines.
Oh my God, it's just pathetic. But I mean, the thing is too, is we also have been lied to. There's been a lot of information that has not been true. And it's been more industry driven. It's been more driven by those industries that are paying to have that information shared with people as truth when it is not, like the sugar industry and the grain industry, and all these things that it's just about making money, right? And unfortunately, it makes people.
If you want to dig into that, you look
sick.
into the food guides, the food pyramids, and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of times you have to flip those things upside down, right? Because everything's inverted. You look up Ansel Keys and you look up all of that nonsense in the China study and whatever, or the 7 countries. I can't remember what it was, but I think that's what it is. And it was all paid for by big agriculture, grain people, General Mills, etc. Yeah. So again, when you own the information, you can bend it all you want.
You can. You can. And I know this too. The time that I was vegan, I was sick. I was sicker all the time, and I got fatter, right? I got fatter. And I was telling people that's what you need to do, because I was listening to all these experts and authorities on health and wellness, and they're showing off their skinny little, like, muscular bodies and talking about how.
And saying that a moose doesn't eat meat.
Yeah.
It's 1,500 pounds and it only eats vegetables. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
Go sit in the friggin' swamp and eat the friggin' moose food.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they're eating a diet that is what they're supposed to eat.
For that creature.
For that creature, right? Cows also eat plants, right? And then we eat the cows, right? So I agree, Alex. Vegetarian and vegan messed me up. Yeah, I agree. I think it did severe harm, actually, to myself. And I know that you did it for a very long time, because Alex was vegetarian for, I don't know, probably 10 years or so during her developmental years, right?
So Steve, you just made a pizza from non-bread. Guess what? We make dosa mix. Okay, and this is something that I might share a recipe for.
Steve said, I'll let the moose be vegan.
Yeah, exactly.
Let them, because they're supposed to be.
I make a dosa mix. And what it is, it's urad dal, so it's a lentil, and basmati rice, one part to one part, and you soak it overnight, and then you blend it into a paste, and then you let it ferment for a couple of days on the counter, and then you spread it very thin on a very warm, hot pan. Okay, dosa is a South Indian dish, and then usually they use it as a bread, so you grab a bit of it and it's crispy. And with the right amount of salt, it is absolutely spectacular.
Yeah.
And we use that for our bread, and we'll make a pizza with it, or we'll make a tomato sandwich or something, and we'll put it in with cheese.
This is the stuff we used to, especially when I was making the family eat vegan.
Dosa,
dosa became a main,
because it's a fermented. It's fermented,
and it's no gluten or anything like that, so it's a nice alternative, right? And oh my god, a little bit goes a long way.
It does.
You could have this much to start, and once it's fermented and mixed and blended and everything, goes up to this much, and it'll last forever. Like, you want an alternative to breads and stuff, it definitely is.
Next time I make it, I'll videotape it.
Yeah. We've been threatening for years to film Kevin making all of his foods, but we just haven't done it, right? So
samosas and dosas.
Samosas and dosas. Yes.
So yeah.
So I'm just getting rid of this here. I don't know how to get rid of it, but anyway, it's fine. Do it. Yeah. See, Alex has been saying that too for years, that Kevin needs to record himself making all these
It would confuse people. I don't measure nothing, right?
Well, and that's the hard part, right? Like, people have asked me for recipes too, and I'm just like, I can't really give you a recipe, because I go by feel when I make things. I go by taste. I'm constantly tasting it. So I don't think it would. We're not the best cooking teachers in that regard, I guess.
Well, I mean, it can be done.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll pull up a recipe just to see what others are doing, and maybe say, okay, well, that's some spices there. I can. But again, it's usually by feel, right?
Yeah, Alex, your coffee was so good this morning because you're spending it with your parents. Hello.
And it's like this. I know.
Steve says that's the only way to cook. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Hi, Renee. Hi, Lori. Just saying hi. Yeah. So, like, it's food.
So equal signs.
Yeah.
You get into them. You might be surprised at what you find.
And I think,
especially about other people.
Yeah, for sure.
So and so equals. And it doesn't matter who it is.
And it doesn't matter even if you believe they deserve for you to think that about them, or to,
But remember back to our story, and if you have been following us since we started, the story about us or me fighting with mom.
Yeah.
Right? Like, badly fighting with mom.
Wow.
It was like yelling and screaming kind of thing.
At times. Not like it happened all the time.
But we did the work.
We did.
Right? We had to do the work.
We changed our perceptions and beliefs.
Okay? We did the work.
In order to make that relationship better.
In order to make the shift.
Yeah.
So this isn't about if only they get it.
Yeah.
If only they fill in the blank.
Yeah.
Then I will feel happy, feel vindicated, feel whatever.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
If you are going to wait around, that's giving up a lot of your personal power.
Yeah.
To someone else, and whether or not someone else does something. If only the government says I wouldn't have to pay tax anymore. If only the weather was good. If only the truck would start. If only the whatever. It doesn't matter. If onlys and equal signs. Very powerful.
Yeah.
Very powerful.
That's right, Alex. You can't control what other people think or do. Oh, I'm so proud of my little girl.
No, it's true. 100% it's true.
She's so wise.
And we know where she got that
age.
from.
We both just did that at the same time.
I know.
That was totally unplanned, by the way. You're spending too much time with somebody else when. Equal
Alex,
sign.
Whatever. Yeah. That's good.
Oh my God.
It's perfect.
Well, and just to go back to the whole food thing, right? If you're waiting for your food to change, right, in order for you to change how you feel about food, that's not exactly accalrate either.
Yeah, I know
Because the
what
food is just the food.
I know what I'm doing
The
when
food
we're
is just
done
the
here is I'm
food.
going to go cook. All this talk about food.
What the heck are you going to cook? We don't have a
I
whole
don't
lot
know.
to make at my house right now.
I'll make more dough, some extra stuff.
No.
Head shake, eye roll.
So just
That's
try
right.
this. I do want to challenge people. I really, really do. Head shake, eye roll.
Mhm.
See, there's Alex. Head shake, eye roll.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm putting that up there for the whole world to see, Alex. Oh, yes, I am.
Mhm.
So I challenge people. I really do challenge you to just change how you feel about what you're eating. Just change how you feel about it, no matter what it is you're eating, right? Eat the most divine, sugar-filled dessert on the planet. And if you eat it with angst or fear that it's going to make you feel terrible or beating yourself up because you're breaking your diet or whatever it might be, I promise you, you are going to have a completely different experience of that dessert and how it reacts in your body than if you eat that dessert and with every single bite, you're like,
And then I
oh
say,
my God, this
oh
is
my goodness, I ate so much Indian food, but the taste buds won. Taste buds won
so
tonight.
delicious, and my body just absolutely is receiving everything good that there is in this food that I'm eating. Like, say all that positive shit to yourself. Trust me when I tell you, your body does listen. It will listen. So be careful what you're saying to it.
Mm-hmm.
Really, be careful what you're saying to it. I just think it's
The
so much
unconscious
more
mind.
important. It doesn't mean, and I want to say something, let me finish. This does not mean that I'm saying that you should go around just eating desserts all day long, or filling yourself up with junky processed food. I don't agree with that. I really don't. I think there's far better ways.
You can be smart about things.
It's about your body has to have a certain kind of nutrition in order to function at a high level. It does. That's just, to me, that's just fact, right? But at the same time, it's when you do have those other foods, don't beat yourself up about it. That's far worse than anything you're eating. Far worse. I promise you that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Intentional eating. I agree, Jose. We need to change our whole belief system around food, honestly.
I'm not changing mine.
Well, no, you.
I fucking love food. Fuck, I love food.
Kevin, honestly.
I do. I just love food.
God.
And I love making it and sharing it with other people.
Yeah, because he makes it with love.
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee that's part of the reason that it's so damn good.
Mm-hmm.
You got someone making food and they're like, jeez, I got to make this supper again
Throw
tonight.
it on the table.
Oh, there you go. There's your food. Like, I don't care who you are. You're not, that's not going to taste good. It's just not.
I got a super funny
good.
story from growing up with Mom. I don't know if I should share that here right now.
Oh, Kevin, your poor mother. Jeepers creepers.
I'll save that for some other opportune time. She knows. I told her already. So.
Yeah, she knows. Renee.
I want some. I
Nope.
want some.
Ah,
Come on.
That's our neighbor, by the
Come
way,
on.
and our friend, Renee. She's taunting us right now. And I'll
Go
tell
away
you why.
before I taunt you some more.
Oh, sourdough.
Mm-hmm.
Sourdough.
And what you should do next time you decorate the sourdough with your little knife cutting things is put a K on it. Just for me.
Yeah. Sure. You know what? I will share one more thing. I know we need to go. We've kind of been on for a long time, but I want to mention this, how you can change your mindset about food. Okay. There was a time that I was convinced that gluten was the enemy, right? And gluten was making me sick and contributing to this and that and whatever.
Gluten equals.
Did it? Yes, it absolutely did. But do I know how much of it was just my belief about it? No, I don't really know.
I
But
would say
will-
gluten in North America did that.
Yeah, it definitely contributes for sure. There's no question. Like we said, we'll talk about that another time. But my point is this, okay? There was a time that if I had some gluten, I might be depressed for 4 or 5 days after. I finally made the connection that it was when I ate gluten-y meals and stuff that I would feel that way for 4 or 5 days because I'm not a depressed kind of person. So to be depressed like that was brutal, tired, fatigued, like terrible. But here's the thing. I decided a while ago that gluten's not going to affect me that way anymore. That when I have the little bit of gluten that I might have, because we do not eat very much gluten.
Just sourdough bread.
Yeah, well, when Renee makes her homemade sourdough, like
or homemade
hello,
banana bread or
like
something like
creepers.
Marjorie brought yesterday.
But I just decided a long time ago that a little while ago, I should say more than anything, that when I have those foods that historically may have upset me or made me feel shitty, right? I just decided I'm going to get all the good from those foods when I eat them. I'm going to get all the nutrients that come with those foods, and I'm just going to be happy eating it. Let me tell you, I don't get depressed for 4 or 5 days after eating Renee's awesome sourdough bread. I don't. And that's just a fact. I've just made these connections just listening to myself going, oh, wow. Like I can eat Renee's sourdough bread and I feel great. But it's made with love. Renee makes it with love. She's an absolute joy when she's making it. She just loves sharing it. She loves seeing people's faces when they take that bread and slap the butter on and take that first bite. I know she loves every damn second of it. Made with love just for us. Good. Bring it up, woman. Come on, let's go. What are you waiting for? So, I mean, really though, the thing is like it really does change things.
Makes a difference.
When you change how you feel about things, like, oh my God. And we're going to keep talking about this kind of stuff because it's not being talked about enough. It really isn't. I mean, I'm super active on social media just like you guys are, and I'm not seeing this stuff being talked about enough. It just isn't. So we're going to do it. And we're
So
going
if
to
you
keep
want
talking
to
real
continue
honest about it.
having the conversation
Yeah.
with us, then reach out. We're here.
Yeah, we're here. You can always DM us if you have any questions. If you have certain things that you like, even topics maybe that you want us to talk about, like we're kind of like
open to suggestions.
We're totally open to suggestions because our mission here is to help people, right? To help people learn and grow and to
maybe let some shit go.
Maybe let some shit go because we're all carrying around way too much shit. We really are. So, I mean, that's our mission. So, I mean, we're totally open. We want to hear what you guys have to say. And, maybe at some point I'll figure out this tech, this streaming platform enough that
sort the shenanigans
we'll
out.
be able to actually bring people on, like to actually come on video camera and ask a question or share their story or whatever. Like this is the kind of thing that we really want to get going. It's just we got to figure all this shit out first, and we haven't figured it out yet.
Tech shenanigans.
So, yeah, the technical stuff.
And then once we get back from the West trip, we will have more screens, so we can have like 8,000 screens and have each person with their own screen, and then we can.
We're gonna have more screens.
Yeah, my additional 2 screens are out in the storage unit.
Oh right, in a bin.
In a bin somewhere.
That's
the story of our lives. Where is it?
Where's that? In a bin.
Where's the bin? I don't know. With the other bins. It's in a bin.
So you can.
That's our slogan. That's right, Alex.
It's in a bin. It's our family slogan. It's totally. I got to put that up there.
Yeah, been there, done that.
In a bin.
In a bin. On that happy note.
Oh my God, am I done my coffee?
I'm done my coffee.
I got one little sip left.
Then that's it.
Just a little sip, and then we have to end this episode.
Okay, that's it. Final sip.
That's cold ass coffee, man, but I love it.
Coffee's getting cold.
Okay. All right. For those of you who are still sticking around here at the end, thank you for sticking around. We appreciate
And let's have
you
more
watching.
fun the next time.
Yeah, let's have more fun. You know, we're talking about some fun stuff, I think. You know, this is the kind of shit we like to talk about, right? So we don't know if today we really solve the problems in the world, but maybe we help you to get a better perspective on some of the I don't say problems, but
mushrooms in the coffee.
Some of the stuff.
That's a good idea.
Were there mushrooms in that coffee? What? What are you suggesting, Renee? No, no mushrooms in this coffee. Just Kevin's love. Just Kevin's love.
Maybe I'll love some mushrooms tomorrow. No, we don't even have any of them. So.
Oh my goodness.
However.
Stop. Anyway, okay. So you guys have a great day, and thanks for chiming in. And we hope to see you next time. And I think we're going to do it Thursday morning.
Tell your friends.
Share this. Please share it, because that's how we get the word out, right? And we can then help more people. But not just that, we can have more fun.
Yeah.
We can have build a bigger community, which I think would be great.
And we're working on solutions.
We are working
constantly working on solutions.
Yeah, we are.
Right.
Tomorrow's May Day. Remember, go around and make your little May Day baskets and put them in little candy in the bottom and put them on people's door. Didn't you do that?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
See, these traditions are lost. They've been lost. I used to do that. You make them from crepe paper. Little May Day baskets, and you put candy in the bottom, and you would go and hang them on people's doors or on their doorknobs, and you knock or ring the doorbell, and you kind of run away. And then they have their little May Day baskets hanging. Oh, you
can't do that. What?
Kevin,
that's such bullshit, man.
What's bullshit?
You can't do that
these days. Oh, Alex, this is what's happened to society. We've gotten to a place where people are scared of everyone.
That's another
We're scared of each other.
Altogether.
Like, that's just a cute little thing to do. Oh man, I don't like that these things.
Well, Renee can make a little basket and hang sourdough on it, and come and hang it on our doorknob. No problem.
You are more than welcome, Renee. More than welcome. You could do that every day, actually, if you wanted to. Yeah. Okay, enough. Enough. All right. Again, thanks for being here, and we'll see you Thursday morning at
9:30-ish.
Today it was like 9:26.
Depends on how many shenanigans are in front of us.
Oh, stop. Okay. Anyway, thanks, you guys.
Curtain shenanigans.
See you later.
Hair shenanigans.
Oh, stop. Jesus. Have a good day. Bye-bye.